All right, man. The Thunder, they were down, I want to say 7 or 8 points at the beginning of that fourth quarter. And they had to deal with people like me saying, hey, man, if it's a close game, that's tough to do against the Nuggets. And they did it, especially in that fourth quarter, where, look, I think for the game overall, the big story was their defense, but their offensive execution, specifically in the fourth, was better. Now, these teams, they gave us a horrific offensive first quarter, and neither one of them cracked 100 points. But in that fourth quarter specifically, they did some better stuff. But I do want to start with the defense because I think that was the biggest story. They are just battling Jokić in the post, man. I mean, whether it's iHeart, sometimes in single coverage, whether it's iHeart and then like SGA's coming over for a double baseline, or Caruso on some of these plays ends up having to front Jokić in the post or be the help guy after, let's say, Chet is high up on a Jokić-Murray action, or maybe iHeart switches onto Murray for a second. Not very often, but there was one play in there I remember like that. And with Jokić, man, I mean, he got to 27, but the shooting was not good. 7 for 22? If it wasn't for the free throws, he would have had a very, very rough shooting game. And I'm just remembering plays where, like, you know, he's got an opportunity to run an empty side action with Murray, but instead he just goes one-on-one with iHeart and just pulls up for a jumper that the Thunder will definitely take, or just idling with the ball at the three-point line and just taking a three over iHeart. But everything he's doing is tough. I mean, whenever he's down there, it's just physical as hell. But also, I think the Thunder are doing a great job of, first off, picking certain guys to leave open for the Nuggets. Payne Watson, Russ. I mean, 2 for 9 for Russ today, 2 for 9 from Christian Brown for 3. I mean, the Nuggets did not shoot well from 3, and they also shot more threes than they would like to in this one. And you just got really good plays where, let's say, Chet is helping off of Christian Brown, and it's an obvious pass to him off of a Jokić post-up, where Jokić is dealing with just a million guys reaching out on him or whatever. And Chet closes all the way back out to Christian Brown, and then it resets the play, and I think that one became like a Jokić contested three. It's like a Jokić post-up that for so many teams is just terrifying as hell. Today, at least one time, became a Jokić contested three. And then just some good single coverage moments of like iHeart guarding him well, or, I mean, Jay Will had a swat. He just like deflected a Jokić pass that was meant to go out to somebody on the three-point line. Yeah, that first quarter especially, man. I mean, the Nuggets, what were they like? They were like 0 for 17 or something insane from 3 to begin this game. But yeah, this is just how impressive OKC can be on defense, where, yeah, sometimes they put you in turnover hell, but what they can really do is just cover so much ground while still being aggressive on the ball. I mean, I'm remembering a play in that early fourth quarter where there were like 3 guys in the paint meeting Aaron Gordon. He's overwhelmed and can't find the open guy for a shot, and, I mean, Jokić in this one, 3 assists, 2 turnovers. Now, if the Nuggets shoot well from 3, he certainly gets way more assists, but I think that's the sign of just how the Thunder were able to make him uncomfortable in this one. And then as far as the other end, I mean, look, they scored 92 points, so let's not act like they put on an offensive masterclass. And again, the offense in the first quarter especially was very bad, but for both teams. But the fourth quarter, they did execute better, where, you know, in the third, the Nuggets, they were having some more success putting 2 to the ball in SGA, and either the Thunder are missing some shots off of it, or they're not always even getting a good shot off of it, you know. Russ, of course, also had that one lockdown play on SGA, but then you had just some smart stuff where Caruso screens for SGA. The Nuggets may or may not have been in the zone at this point, I don't remember, but screens for SGA, puts Jokić in the action, it becomes a bunch of swing passes, Cason Wallace gets a 3. Another time where SGA uses a screen, I think, to engage Jokić, and then the whole defense is shifted, throw it to the other side of the floor for J-Dub, who can then attack off the dribble. To open up the fourth quarter, it was a J-Dub screen at the top of the key, get downhill just a little bit, engage Aaron Gordon, who's sitting there in the paint just trying to be a free safety. Very gutsy pass to iHeart for a lob, but he got it. You know, those types of plays, that type of execution was just different than what it was in the last game, where it was mostly SGA get a switch, SGA go into a tough jumper, take sometimes a very, very long time to get into these jumpers, and of course he can make that stuff, but he did not in the last one. And for what it's worth in this one, there were more like just SGA individual moments, you know, go at Jokić on a screen, snake the screen, get inside, couple tough jumpers in the fourth quarter as well. Like, that's still going to be in there. I mean, you could rerun that last game's fourth quarter again and give SGA all those same shots, and he'll just make more of them, but yeah, basically physical defense on one end, a lot of bodies coming at whoever's in the paint. Some lucky Nuggets misses from 3, but also I do think the Nuggets were pretty gassed and also pretty rushed on a lot of these shots. And also everybody's going to dare Russ to beat him from outside. And then on the other end, just enough execution, enough different looks from just like too heavy of ISO ball in the last game. And also in a game like this one where the scoring was tough to come by, Caruso, Wiggins, and Cason Wallace all shooting really well from 3. That stuff's huge, man. And with the way that Denver is just selling out so hard on Lou Dort, who was 2 for 10 from 3 in this one, and with how well from 3 Kaysen, Caruso, and Wiggins shot, and how all 3 of them still do a lot for you defensively. Caruso the best one, but Wallace and Wiggins still a good amount. I don't know, we'll just see with those minutes, dude. But I'll see with Aaron Wiggins. I mean, OKC fans have been saying this all year, and I agree when I see him in these playoffs. Like, why doesn't he play more? But to me, the biggest thing was the defense in this one. So now we go back to OKC for a Game 5, where, I mean, to do some pretty basic take right now, Jokić is going to have to shoot better from the field. The amount of threes that Jokić has taken these last 2 games, he's taken 18 threes in these last 2. I think that is a clear sign of some fatigue. Sure, he can make more of these than he has, but yeah, been a good series so far.